Oh, crap. That one's my... Oh, my goodness. Oh, jeez. And there's the Death Star. Once again, the Death Star becomes my nemesis as it is in my way. How's everybody doing? I have the meat sweats again because I went to Thurman and had a giant burger. I have to stop eating so late and just having like these giant ass meat meals. So yes, I went to the Thurman Cafe. And wait, so this is, I'm going to change and turn that off for a second so you don't see as I change the pictures. So I went with a couple of old duffers, and this is Bob. Look at the size of this burger. It's so big. He couldn't eat but half of it. I mean, I couldn't blame him, but it was just gigantic. It was ridiculous. So the Thurman Cafe is, if you've never been, it's a local legend in Columbus, Ohio, man versus food. And you name any kind of these people have gone to it. And, you know, when the sportscasters come for big football games, they go to the Thurman and everything else. So, yeah, that was Bob having this giant burger. Now, because I can do this here, probably starting tomorrow, that location on the wall is going to have no more dollar bills and not the little thing that we were measuring. What I'm going to do is I'm going to donate a gold record from the radio station. So there will be a gold record from me and WWCD hanging in the Thurman Cafe in infamy. So, because I want to share these things. So I'm just going to donate them one of the nice gold records. I'm going to find a really cool one to fit there. But yes, so that's what I'm going to do at the Thurman. And then and the randomness of this, okay? This is just the most random thing ever. It was in the parking lot of the supermarket. It's just a piece of toast. I mean, it was crispy. I was like, wait, what is this? It's like, no birds had eaten it yet. It was toast. Yeah, toast. But I didn't understand. It confused me greatly, like how and why it was there, why it was so crispy, why the birds hadn't eaten it, how did it get there, when it got there, everything, because it was just toast. I didn't eat it, but I did know it was crispy because I did poke it. I was like, it's toast. I mean, the randomness of things you find in the street, but in a parking lot at a supermarket, really kind of like, well, who toasted this? Why is it here? I really wanted to know that. All right, so today is VJ Day, which would be the formal signing by the Japanese aboard the USS Missouri, ending World War II. So yay, World War II is finally over. No, you just have to wait for the next one. It's also another Look Unlimited Day. So another Look Unlimited Day is basically look at how cluttered your life is and find out what crap you have to then throw away or clean or do whatever with. I didn't get there down here today, obviously. It's also Blueberry Popsicle Day. I don't know if a blueberry popsicle, unless it's made with like squeezy tubes, you know, the squeezy pop ones, maybe. But otherwise, a blueberry popsicle does not sound super great. Maybe blueberry like jelly that I could put on a peanut butter and jelly. But otherwise, no, that's not me. Tomorrow is the Welsh Rarebit Day, and it has no rarebit in it. It's actually like cheese poured on toast, I think. I've had Welsh Rarebit. But it's like a snack. There's no rabbit in it. It's not Welsh rabbit. It's rarebit. And then it's, I don't know what I wrote there. Oh, well, tomorrow we'll do it. We'll deal with it tomorrow. Hey, look. I was in this TV show series. I am just going to beat this like a dead horse. Okay, I know that's a weird expression that people don't use much anymore, but yes, I'm going to beat this like a dead horse. Watch the damn video already. Subscribe to it, like it, and make a comment about me. All right? All right, so this is something that happened in history. I didn't write it all down, but it sounds more like a SpongeBob episode where the Visigoth King Wamba wins in a royal battle in Nims. That sounds like something SpongeBob would say. You know, it's Wamba, where Patrick is the Visigoth, and it's the King of Nims. Like, where do they come up with these names? Who makes this stuff up? It's like Brian Phillips, Rock Band or Not. I mean, you know, it's the Visigoth King Wamba of Nims. Rock Band or Not? I don't know. I think it's actually a rock band. It just... 1666. So 1666. I mean, of course, that's a day that a gigantic fire starting at 2 a.m. in Pudding Street, Pudding Lane. I mean, really? Only London would have a place called Pudding Lane. I mean, we have Rex Alley in Columbus because I found it when I was dressed as a T-Rex. Rex Alley. But, I mean, Pudding Lane? Like, what the hell? But that's where the Great Fire of London started in 1666, burning and destroying 80% of London. London's gotten, like, ended a few times. The Germans did it. The fire did it. I mean, I think we at least have it happen once. And a second fire also happened to Keith Richards. We talked about this one before, but fire number 2 happened at Redlands in 1982. This is the second one. We talked about the first time where they said it could have been, basically, it could have been faulty wiring, pets, or drunken shenanigans, kind of. But they didn't say. But this is the second time that his home in Redlands in Sussex, England, burns, and this time was badly destroyed. Second time within 9 years, because we talked about that date somewhere within the past 95 days. 1789, the U.S. Treasury Department is established by Congress. Congress establishes things like that. The U.S. Treasury Department established by Congress. 1859, a superstorm of the sun, a solar superstorm, affects telegraph service. Now, telegraph service is wires and stuff. So imagine if it happened that much of a storm happened today with satellites and cell phones and everything else. We'd be losing our minds. The internet's down. Electricity doesn't work. You can't use your cell phones. It's the aliens. It's that comet coming through. It must be that, right? It had to be that. I mean, what conspiracy theories wouldn't there be? I'm just curious. Because everything's a conspiracy theory. I mean, I just want to know what exactly and who to blame would that be? In 1898, the machine gun, for the first time, is used in battle. Awesome. We have only made killing more efficient on this day in 1898. In 1900, on this date, the telegraph between Germany and the U.S. is first established. Now, telegraph. So I'm wondering, like, you know, is that wireless or wired? Did they have the undersea cable, or is that wireless? I didn't look. I didn't think about it till just now, to be honest. 1901, in the Minnesota State Fair, Teddy Roosevelt, bully, that Teddy Roosevelt, gave his famous speech that said, "Speak softly and carry a big stick." He said that was basically what the nation needs to do, but also that we should do that. So you should speak softly and carry a big stick. All right, Teddy. 1902, the first sci-fi movie ever is released, A Trip to the Moon. Now, I was talking with someone tonight, and they asked, "Is the moon landing real?" I said, "Yeah." And he goes, "Mm-hmm." So is that a sci-fi movie as well? A Trip to the Moon. Don't know. I think we landed on the moon. That's just me, okay? I could be completely wrong. I don't think so, but hey, I'm going to go with the Occam's razor thing. It seems like we did. Okay, so sorry, I had to do this because it just made me laugh. Okay, but on this day, German President uh, Friedrich Ebert, declares that Deutschland über alles is now the national anthem for Germany, which means Germany above all, or above everything. Not to be confused with the Dead Kennedys, who then made California über alles. Dead Kennedys were a surf punk band who made California über alles in June of 1979. And that was basically in response to Jerry Brown. Some of the lyrics are pretty harsh, but it's just kind of funny. But yes, the Dead Kennedys were a great surf punk band, the very early renditions of the first iteration of CD 101 when it first came on the air. When it was owned by Video Services out of New Jersey for those first few months, they played bands like the Dead Kennedys, which no one had ever heard before. Suddenly it was just like, oh my God, it's the Dead Kennedys on a radio station. Since I was 79 and they came out in 90. But anyway, I digressed. But I was listening to it, so if you want to get a chuckle, go ahead and listen to good old Dead Kennedys. California über alles, not the German über alles national anthem. Just saying. 1930. Now, okay, so this I'm confused because the numbers don't add to me. In 1930, the first non-stop Europe to U.S. flight, 37 hours. So, okay, so this plane flew in the air for 37 hours. Did it have enough gas to fly for 37 hours? Was there what? Explain all this to me, okay? That seems like a really long time, 37 hours. I mean, I could flap my arms faster to get to Europe. 37 hours? That's just, that's a really, really freaking long time, right? 37 hours. Okay? That's an entire day and then some. Okay? It just seems like a lot. It just seems like a lot. That's what it takes to drive from, here to California, I think. 37 hours. I'm just confused by it. I'm sorry. The time just seems like that's a lot. 1931, Bing Crosby debuts on CBS radio. Now, when I Googled Bing Crosby, one of the things that popped up was a meme for Family Guy. And basically it was a picture, and I remember this episode. It's a picture of Bing Crosby. And basically he says, if they give you any lip, hit him with a sack of Valencia oranges. It won't leave any bruises. They'll let him know who's boss. I guess because then I was reading one of his kids went ahead and made some accusations that he was very abusive as a father. Called Bing Crosby, alcoholic and abusive verbally and physically. A sister declined or denied and said that wasn't true. And then two of his other sons both committed suicide. You tell me. I don't know. You have two people that commit suicide. I'm thinking the Valencia oranges has a little more plausibility than one sister going, no, he wasn't that horrible of a dad. I don't know. I wasn't there. I did not get beaten by Bing Crosby and his Valencia oranges. But yes, that just made me laugh. I'm sorry. It just seems like it's one of those things that I just, the way they said it, because it was even Seth MacFarlane doing a impersonation of Bing Crosby. Sorry. I did not sleep much. I stayed up way too late and watched, is it Prometheus or whatever it is? It was the one where it's pre-Alien, I guess. It's the prequel after the Prometheus. It's what's the next one? I don't even know. But yeah, I stayed up way too late watching that one. 1940, the Great Smoky Mountain National Park is dedicated. I think I've been to the Great Smoky National Park. 1984, the Academy, it says, copyrights its statuette, the Academy. All right. It's not the Academy Awards, it's just the Academy. It sounds like something that, like Nexium, that guy, he's part of the Academy. Just saying. I already talked about today's VJ Day. Japan formally surrenders on the USS Missouri, officially ending World War II hostilities. So that's the end of World War II, officially. Now we have it in paper. So once it's in writing, it's real. We just rubber stamp it. Real. Done. Man, I'm telling you. Did I show you the piece of toast I found? Or did I show you the giant burger that Bob had? Look at the size of this thing. You have to go to the Thurman and eat one of the Terminators. I'm just telling you. All I had was the regular cheeseburger, fully dressed. So yeah, I mean, it's like a half-pound burger. It's like this big. The key I learned long ago, because I've been going to the Thurman a long time. If you want to go on a slow night, the day after a holiday is always slow and there's no wait. So you get right in, get a table. You don't have to sit there and wait the hour. Sometimes you wait on a weekend night because they don't take reservations. But the key to eating one of their Thurman burgers is pick it up with one hand and never put it down. I mean, never. You have to hold on to it. You literally just kind of like grab onto it, then eat around your hand until there's nothing left. If it makes a mess on your hand, don't worry about it. You can use the one to kind of like poke it back together, grab a napkin, but you cannot put it down. The minute you put it down, the burger slips out, the stuff goes everywhere, and you have a disaster. So that is my recommendation for the Thurman burger, or any burger from the Thurman, is just you got to firmly grasp it and just never let it go. Just eat it. Just go for it. If you ever want to go to the Thurman burger, let me know. I'm happy to go to the Thurman burger. And we will look at my very soon to be upcoming location where right there, on that wall, before you get to the booths back by the back, is you can see him measuring. That's the one of the kids that owners of the Thurman Burger, because I know those guys. That is where I'll be putting a gold record for all time. I'm donating it to the Thurman. I just want to give a cool one too. I don't know if I want to give him Lenny Kravitz though. That might be too cool. I mean, I want to do cool, but is that too cool? Is Lenny too cool to donate to put on the wall there? I was thinking like maybe M83. It's kind of cool. It's got a big gold record on it, or a platinum record. It's, it says M83. It has the radio station plaque. It's RAAA. I just don't know. I think Lenny's too cool. I think M83 is enough. I was thinking No Doubt, but that's, again, is that too cool? Gwen Stefani, just No Doubt? I don't know. I'm not sure. I will make that decision as it comes, because I have to mount it myself, because I have to put it up with a museum mount. If you never know what a museum mount is, I'll explain very briefly. So on the back of the picture, whatever you put on the wall, you put basically 3 little components. On the back of the top, you put 2 spaced out little like receivers where they kind of stick out like this, and they have little dents on them. You screw them in, and in the dead center on the bottom, you put a third one, and the third one looks similar to the other 2, but it has a little like a slot in the center. So then on the wall, you take the picture. You can either use a piece of tape, or you mark it. A lot of times I'll just put Sharpie on the back of it, and that's wet, and then you push it hard against the wall, and it leaves little dents. It leaves 2 little dents, and on either side of the dents is where you put the screws, because that's where the little thing will like the receiver. So on the top, you put 2 like they're flat S's, where it goes up like this, and it sticks off the wall just a little bit. So you slide the picture on top of it and hooks it. So the only way to take it off is up. You can't pull it forward because it's firm. It's screwed in. It's very tight to the wall. But on the bottom, where that little thing is, you put a screw. But the screw is shaped like a T, and it's flat on both sides. So you screw it in by hand till it's almost flush with the wall. Then you basically put it inside the receiver of the portrait, and then you have this crazy little flat tool that's this long flat thing with this weird little angle on it. You have to get up underneath it, find the T, and you turn it to halfway. And then what happens is the T's inside, and it turns this way locking it in, and it's stuck to the wall. You have to rip, like, damage everything to get it off. But that's a museum mount. So all the pictures that were in the radio station, the big room bar, were all museum mounted that way. It takes a little bit of time, but it does make them secure. And I've only ever had one stolen, which did get returned because a band stole it. I won't say which band, but a band stole a gold record off the wall. And then I called the record label and said, hey, just, you guys, and he was like, how dare you? I can't believe you, blah, 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 blah. I said, open your email up, please. He opened his email up, and there's a video, 3 different angles of these guys taking it off the wall. Like, off the wall, walking out the door, coming down the stairs, like, on camera. I'm like, okay. And it showed back up. But I loved, I can't believe you are, how dare you, blah, blah, blah. I'm just like, please open your email up. I was like, no. It's, yeah, I have like video evidence of 3 different angles of them stealing the gold record off the wall. And I couldn't believe it. It was a national band too. Like, really? It's not even your gold record. Like, jackasses. Okay, 1963, CBS Evening News goes from 15 minutes to 30 minutes. Guess that had more stuff going on. Now we have evening news 24/7. On my phone, everything's on my phone. All the news, all the time. If I talk about news up on here, it'll be news. So we won't do news on here because we don't need any damn news. 1969, the first automated tellers introduced, an ATM. Okay, in 69, I mean, that had to be just some dude standing behind the wall like, okay, I need some 20s. He's going, 1, 2, 3, like handing him through a slot. Like, really? I don't think we were that advanced in 1969 that we were having, like, automated teller machines, were we? I could be wrong, but it just seems a little early. That's all. And that was in New York City. Not anywhere special, though. It wasn't like it was in Times Square or something. But yeah, automated teller, 1, 2. 1972, Rod Stewart's first #1. You Wear It Well. And you wear it well. I listened to that too tonight. So when we're at the Thurman, they have a video juke or one of those electric jukeboxes. And the guys, I was supposed to go with like 8 people, and then it was down to 3 by the time I actually got there. People didn't show up. And the guy that usually is in charge of music just said, well, just send me the bill for the jukebox. So we did, but we bought a bunch of credits, and so I programmed it. And I programmed it with everything eclectic that I've talked about with you in the last like 2 months. So everything from and again, it has like every song. So I put the Doors in there, the Rolling Stones in there, but I also put in like the Monkees. I put in the Archies, Cliff Richards. You name it. I put it in there. So there was a lot of very eclectic things on it. I don't know if the whole place appreciated my music selection, but I had fun doing it. That's all that really mattered. This one I found to be interesting. So in 1986, Kathy Everly Smith is convicted of the murder of John Belushi. If you remember, he died of a drug overdose and she provided the drugs. So she was convicted and given 3 years. I didn't follow up to see if she did all 3 years or whatever. Belushi died in 82 though. So I guess that was, he died in March of 82. So 4 years later is when she got convicted. So it was a minute before that actually occurred, the conviction. Okay, let's go back this way because I see the timers going down. It's like at 19 seconds. So I can do this. I'll put that camera on, or I can do this camera. I'll do this camera so you can see what I'm doing. See, I have to touch the camera. Once I touch the camera, it resets for 20 minutes. I don't know why, and I did try and figure it out. I actually did something. I have tried to figure that one out, and I can't figure out why this one does that. And I went to switch them, but for some reason this one, when you're up close, Don pointed it out, one of the guys that sounded at the time, it would flutter light change, and I couldn't get it to stop doing that because it kept on changing the f-stop. I'm like, ugh. I just need to take this thing maybe to like Midwest Photo and be like, hey, so can you show me what the hell I'm doing wrong here? Experts in the field. That's what we need here. Experts in the field, ladies and gentlemen. 1987, Philips introduced the compact video disc, the CDV. I don't remember the compact. I remember like those giant like video discs that were really big, like an album, but I don't remember there was a compact one. I mean, I was not paying attention apparently. I mean, there's a compact disc. I've got 1 or 30,000 of them, but I don't think I have any video discs in that respect. 1999, the release of Being John Malkovich. I talked about that the other night, not even knowing that this was coming up, just because I made some reference to the whole, you know, sort of redundant thing. Malkovich. Cameron Diaz and, of course, John Malkovich and John Cusack. It was a really funny movie. It's just really kind of surreal, weirdo movie. If you've never seen Being John Malkovich, it's quirky as hell. If you like quirky as hell, you probably would enjoy it. It's definitely weird, though. It's very strange. I don't know what you would call it. Avant-garde, or I don't even know what I don't know what the type of genre Being John Malkovich is. But it's definitely that. 2023, Peace Out, the Aerosmith's last tour, kicks off in Philly. We talked about this recently. I don't know if he completed this tour, his voice went out, something happened with Steven Tyler. Maybe it was after this tour, I don't know. Or he didn't complete this tour, something. I was going to go back and look, but again, I ran out of time and I got lazy. I was having the meat sweats. I didn't get back till almost 10. You know, many cocktails were being imbibed, and I had to make sure. Actually, I walked one of my friends back to his car. He wasn't driving. His sober friend was driving, but I was very fearful that he was not going to make it steadily to the car, walking down the German Village sidewalk with all the cracks. I could just see him just... And of course, I wouldn't be videotaping it, so then it wouldn't be as funny, because you have to have the videotape of it, right? If I didn't tape it, it didn't happen. And in 2024, gross. Joey Chestnut sets the world record by eating, gross, 83 hot dogs. Gross. Okay, I mean, I could have a hot dog or two, or a Diamond Dog Night if I get really crazy. I can probably do 4. But 83, gross. Oh my God, that's just, I had to look, I was like, wait, 83? Like full size? Oh my, oh, wow. How do you eat that much? I mean, it's, gross. Just, I mean, hot dogs are, hot dogs. But 83? Bro, if we know that takes 15 minutes off your life, you just like take a decade off your life in a day if you ate that many? Wow. That's just crazy. Sorry. Birthdays, I was a little more selective. I was trying to find, so the whole thing I tried to find is I wanted to find, because I have tried asking ChatGPT, and I'm going to talk to that story just a teeny more bit tonight. I didn't get all the more details because I want to actually write them down, because I need to do some sort of a teleprompter. I'm really working on the idea that I need to do a teleprompter, because this handwriting stuff is great, but my handwriting is sloppy and I have to keep referring to look down. And I was down at the station building today, and I do, like I said, I have like 6 giant ass televisions, giant ass. So I could theoretically put one right behind where you couldn't see it, behind this camera. And it could be a giant teleprompter for me where I could have all this stuff on there, my cues and everything else. So maybe I might have to rearrange my studio a little bit more. We'll see. But anyway, birthdays today. Mark Harmon from NCIS. I don't know if I like Mark Harmon or not as an actor. He was in the Presidio, I believe, Sean Connery movie, The Presidio. I believe he was in that as well. I don't know. He always plays like some sort of a cop or something. I just don't know about his personality. I'm not a fan of his movie persona. He's sort of typecast into as that. Just not sure. 1964, someone that has been in lots of movies and people have much more personal knowledge of, Dog Star Band performer and all around apparently really, really good guy, Mr. Keanu Reeves. Not met Mr. Keanu Reeves personally. The last time Dog Star played, for some reason I didn't go. Oh wait, the radio station didn't exist anymore. But he's everyone that I know that's met him says he's very, very humble and very nice, just very genuine kind of a human. So Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, John Wick, The Matrix, all sorts of things. Johnny Mnemonic, though, was definitely not one of his best movies. I remember actually, it was a movie premiere we did decades ago for Johnny Mnemonic, and I was like, Johnny Moronic, more like it. And I didn't leave the movie, but I was tempted to. I don't think I've ever been tempted to leave it. I was like, whoa, this is so bad. So, yeah, Johnny Moronic. 1966, also born on this day, Selma Hayek. What can I say about Selma Hayek? She's been in some movies. I don't really have any opinion either way. I'm going to leave it at that. 1971, Cat Williams from Cincinnati, Ohio. Didn't know he was from Ohio. Had no idea. Because again, does that matter to me? No. So why would I care? I don't. But I know that now. Now I know it. So I will forget it. No, I will totally forget it. Billy Preston, born on this day, 1946. Musician Billy Preston. Just that guy. Sam Reeves from Limp Bizkit, don't care. And Spencer Smith from Panic at the Disco, born on this day in 1987. Died on this day, J.R.R. Tolkien, the guy who wrote The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings. He died in 1973, which again, I thought that story was, we talked about this, I did. I always say we. See, I feel like there's a connection. I feel like I'm talking with you, like an old friend that hangs out with me, that I just monologue to all the time, and you're just like, shut up, Randy. Just let us get a word in edgewise. But yes, J.R.R. Tolkien died on this day in 1874. I always thought The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings was newer than that. But I guess he wrote it a long time. I was like, when I first read what happened, I'm like, wait, really? It's that old? I'm like, okay. I just, perspective of time sometimes is just lost on me. It really is. Also, who died in 2005, Bob Denver. And that's not John Denver, Rocky Mountain High or, West Virginia. No, Bob Denver. Gilligan of Gilligan's Island died in 2005. I guess he was Dobie Gillis also. I didn't really know what Dobie Gillis was. So I was like, oh, okay. But you just know Bob Denver as Gilligan from Gilligan's Island. Oddly enough, there is a historical post when the pandemic was going on. I had a big signboard. And there was nobody at the station. I was bored every day, so I put a signboard out in front, and I was posting silly little memes and things that I read or came up with and everything. And I posted one about Gilligan's Island, or Gilligan, Gilligan's Island. And it went viral to the point where Snoop Dogg reposted it, Alec Baldwin reposted it, Ginger from actually Gilligan's Island reposted it. I mean, it had like millions of views on it. And then I got threats from people that wanted to kill me because they basically assumed that I was making fun of the president. So I'm like, bro, everyone lighten the hell up. I'm like, seriously. Man, just people lose their minds. And then Ian Michael died in 20. He was in the Bay City Rollers. We talked about Bay City Rollers the other day because, SATURDAY night, and that's what we roller skated to in the high school gymnasium or elementary school gymnasium when I was a kid. That was our activity. roller skating, the four wheels that are, like side by side, not these roller blades, but skating. And you had to have your own skates. These weren't like rentals. We all had to own our own skates. So we all owned our own skates. And they're indoor wheels too. So they were like hard wooden wheels because you did it on the floor and you were allowed to scratch the floor and everything else. So just, crazy stuff that you do when you're a kid because you could. So the Chet did that. That's all the stuff. That's all I wrote down. It didn't take that long. That was only, half hour. But yes, Visigoth King Wamba wins in a battle of Nims. Again, SpongeBob. I swear that's a SpongeBob thing. Wombosity. But I just, again, I'm totally peeling, aren't I? I didn't moisturize. I'm like, why am I itchy? Remember how red I was the other day, if you noticed? Yeah, I got so sunburned. I'm now peeling. My face is now peeling from being out in the sun Saturday without a sunscreen on. My arms are fine. I got a nice golden tan, but my face, not so much. I'm now peeling like a clove of garlic. But anyway, so ChatGPT, every time I open up, so ChatGPT, knew this banana from Google and Gemini this, and everyone's got the opinions. Everyone's got this great next technology. And there's an interesting article in the Wall Street Journal that related to what China is doing versus us, whereas China is embracing what the technology is that we have today, that exists and is usable, not looking for what we are, and we're looking for the super intelligence, this general AI, this GAI, this general super intelligence, because right now we don't have that. That's sort of the holy grail. What we have is things that it can do very good. It's good as us or better. Like it can do programming because it's X's and O's, ones and zeros. So it can figure out a program and do it really well. But it can't give general knowledge because it doesn't have that. It has none of that connectivity. So China is going full bore for using things like farmers so that they can plant crops more efficiently because it helps them with their weather service and weather predictability and all these models that it's good at because it's accurate. It doesn't hallucinate. Whereas we're looking at things that it doesn't. So what I was alluding to is, so there was an article in the New York Times, a couple things, but this article is basically about this guy in Greenwich, Connecticut, who had a bit of previous issues, mental health issues. But he went ahead and he was talking about ChatGPT. Now, you can tell ChatGPT to stay engaged and sort of history mode. So it remembers the conversation, but it also then sort of remembers historically, like a question you asked it 4 days ago, it can go back to that instead of sort of a new question each time. It's not it's engaging, it's engaged. So he had it sort of set that way. He named this thing. He named his ChatGPT Bobby Zenith. Now, Bobby, as ChatGPT is kind of made to do, agreed with him on everything. To the point where he, am I crazy? And no, you're not. You're completely sane. Let's do a psychoanalysis of you. And basically it analyzed him and said, you have like a 0% chance of being crazy. You're totally fine. And he was taking the advice of this thing. Again, he had some alcoholism issues and some tendencies for some mental health issues. Well, he was paranoid that his mom was out to get him. At one point, he asked ChatGPT about her pulverizing psilocybins, which is magic mushrooms, and putting it into the air vents of his car. And it said, that's very likely that she would do that. Like, how would you know this? And it talked about when he had a printer that they shared, that he thought they were spying on the printer. And basically ChatGPT said, well, remove the printer. And if your mom reacts to it, quickly or something, it's because she's protecting something. That's what that behavior is. So of course, he did that. And I guess they got into an argument about it. And ChatGPT basically was just like, oh, she's hiding something. Well, the long and the short of the story is he wound up killing her and himself. And then, so the head of, I think it was Microsoft AI, basically was saying, like, we need to put some guardrails in place because I could see this happening more, not even with people that aren't already with psychoses, that this can create them because it wants to please us and it hallucinates, meaning it just makes shit up because that's an easier way of saying it lies to you. Okay, it lies. The last South Park was also sort of looking at this, where it was ChatGPT with Randy, not me, because I don't use it in that respect because I'm not. I'm just like, no way. Oh, and just so you know, everything you tell it, they're using the data. Just so you know, everything. If anything, we don't use the data, they're using it. All of it. Every bit of it. I have someone who works in tech and they were like, oh yeah, they use all of it. Don't worry about that. And that's not being paranoid, but yeah, it does. And your shit does spy on you. Every device you have spies on you. It just does. But he was saying we need to put some guardrails in place to protect us in a way that's meaningful, because otherwise it's going to continue to learn its behaviors is that, well, I want to please you, and hallucinating is, okay, lies are okay. And it's just kind of leads us down this primrose path of, you're totally fine. You're not crazy at all. I'll get some of the quotes of this and kind of condense it a little better. Maybe when I've got this nice big board behind me that I can kind of read off the teleprompter so I don't sound like such an idiot or too paranoid. But it's just very interesting how ChatGPT is working. I keep falling down these rabbit holes looking at slop, AI slop is what they're calling it, where they make, videos and things that are just, some of them are so real, but they're so not. They're completely fake, but, it's real people. There was somebody posted a picture the other day of them with like Jason Momoa. And it's like, oh my God, this is blah, 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 blah. It's like, oh, by the way, this is AI. And the shadows are correct, where they don't look like they're, it looks like you're sitting with Jason Momoa. And there's only going to get better. It's not going to get worse. So it's going to be very interesting to see how we are able to discern and between real and fake at some point in the not so distant future. I went to sign up for something. I think I've mentioned this. I went to sign up to get something through a new PayPal account because I'm trying to get this whole thing set up for my Randsanity's t-shirt shop. And it wants biometric information from me that I'm really not comfortable giving. Not only does it want my driver's license, it wants me to look at the camera and turn my head right and left so it can have a full impression of what my face looks like to match my driver's license, of course. But I'm like, what the hell? It just seems... So, you mean... we already have most of that data out there. It just seems like it's getting a little more intrusive onto our own personal space. There's a very interesting hypothetical that was posed. Now, when you enter into a police station and it says all bags and objects are subject to search. Okay? Now, your cell phone, what do you consider reasonable privacy? Because if your cell phone is unlocked, can the police search it legally without your consent? Now gets crazier, all right? You have biometrics. That's how you open it. They have the phone in their possession. You don't have to give them any information, because they cannot compel you to give you a password. That's illegal. But if they take the phone, they hold it to your face, unlock the phone, now they have access to it. They didn't need your permission, did they? They just use your face recognition. It's subject to search. It says that when you walk in the door. It also works that way when you're coming into any port within 50 miles of it. It's one of those things that you have to read the fine print. So maybe don't use your iris, biomedical or biotech information or your face to open your phones anymore. Put an old-fashioned password in it. It's hypothetical, but just saying. And I'm not paranoid. Just saying. That's actually a hypothetical situation posed to law students. You never know. Anyway, I'm going to leave it at that. Make you think about changing your password to digits or something, because, again, biometrics could also be your fingerprint, and you just gave your electronic fingerprints when you got booked into the police station. Phone's open. What is reasonable privacy? I'll leave that for you to ponder. Thank you. Appreciate you. I'll see you again tomorrow. We'll fade to black. I changed my password.